Hi, my name is Anastasia Ellis, and this is my podcast, King to Be. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you want to keep updated for when more episodes come out, please subscribe and follow.
I wanted to get my phone for this, but I'm watching Evolving Spiritually right now. And she was talking about, like, well, let me just go back.
Specifically, it's just seeing other people, and with Janet specifically, she's just, her body is like killing it. You can see that she's been putting in the work. And when you see things with other people within your environment around you, that is an indication of what is coming for you. And in our last reading here, it was
she was talking about how she wasn't on Instagram for a little while, like for a couple weeks. She just naturally was like, I don't want to be on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to take a break, right? And when she came back to it, she saw how, like, all of her friends, essentially, were, like, doing really great. And they were, like, really killing it, really, like, doing their thing, feeling their thing and everything. And she was talking about how, like, when you see that, like, thinking about it, like, as, you know, like, these are the things to come for you, too. And I just really liked how she said that because, like, I don't look at, like, I get, like, so caught up in my jealousy sometimes. And I know I'm still working on that. Like, I know I'm still working on, like, jealousy. And I do feel like it is the ugliest trait. But, like, I still, like, I realize, like, I still am not going on Instagram right now because, like, I just don't want to feel like I was feeling when I was on Instagram, where I'm, like, comparing myself, right? But I also have to acknowledge, too, that I am not in that space anymore. I haven't been on Instagram or social media really in general, other than, like, I don't know. I don't really count. I mean, YouTube kind of has, like, a little bit of social media stuff in there, but not really. But, like, I guess I've been on Pinterest a little bit, but, like, that's about it for social media that I've been on. And Pinterest doesn't feel like social media to me. Pinterest feels like, ooh, look at pretty pictures and, like, you know, get ideas and inspiration. I can very much use Pinterest as a tool. Whereas, like, Instagram, I feel like it's like the way that Instagram is set up is to just keep you engaged and keep you looking and, like, just lock you into the app, which, like, forces, like, yeah. And, you know, like, I don't need that. I don't need that much screen time. I don't need, and, like, I get to a point where, like, I start to compare myself to my friends, and I'm like, I don't want to compare myself to my friends. Like, then I'm realizing, like, that's something that I need to work on, you know? And I'm like realizing right now, like, I'm probably not talking to a lot of my friends too, because there is a little, or I'm not talking to, like, certain friends right now because there is a little piece of me that is a little bit jealous of them. But the only reason why I'm jealous is because they are killing it. Like, I have a friend that's doing, like, just wonderful, like, at her job. Like, you know, things like being a teacher and everything, like, you know, things were, like, really rocky, of course, because she started teaching, like, during the pandemic. Like, that was, like, one of her first years. And it's just, like, to see how, like, comfortable she is, and now she's like, all right, I'm gonna go and get, like, my master's. I'm like, fuck it up. Yes, get that shit. But there's also like, I can't lie. There's also a piece of me too that's just like, wow, she's in a space where she's able to do that. And I shouldn't compare. I shouldn't compare at all, because I'm also doing really good with like myself. I have to acknowledge like some things in myself. I got another friend that like, he's doing really great with like his music stuff, and his Spotify is like blowing up, and he's doing really great, and like, you know, he's like making money off of his music, and I am so proud. But you know, like, of course, like, I'm in music too, so like there's like, and I have to get, and like that's the part that like I have to get over, is like comparing myself. I am doing really great by myself. Like, what I'm really proud of with myself is how much I have grown in just this past year. Last year, I was in a terrible, terrible mental spot. And I realized too that like I was still connected to a lot of people that like kept me in a lot of that negative energy. And I just felt like I wasn't being like listened to. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I actually had support. And I had to like really go and find that support in myself. And like, I broke like in that moment too. Like I was completely broken. But like now seeing like where I was a year ago compared to where I am right now, I'm at peace. And it's different. It feels so different versus like being in a place where like I felt like I just like constantly had to be perfect. Now I just accept myself where I am right now. And it makes it easier for me to do the things that I want to do. Like, I go to the gym like 4, 5, 6 days a week, at least 4 days a week. And I can really see a difference in myself. Like, just with like the way that I look. Like, I am looking good. I'm looking scrum diddly umptious. Okay? I look so good. My legs, my ass, I look good. Okay? And now I'm working on my arms. My arms are looking good. I'm trying to get like, you know, what do you call it? The Dorito chest? I don't know. I'm trying to get that coke bottle body. I got that. You know, I'm trying to get that. Get that hourglass. That, you know, juicy. And keep it juicy, juicy. I eat that lunch. Get that booty, booty. I keep that plump. That natural booty, booty. Yeah, yeah. If you could see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back, 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 yeah. Back, back, what? Back, back, back. Hey. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. Like, my calves hurt like a motherfucking bitch right now. Like, I can't even walk right now. But you best believe my calves are going to be looking good. Give me a month, my calf, you're going to be like, damn, girl, you got some apples on them legs. That calf look like an apple. Can I get a bite? Like, that, is where that's what I feel right now. And I don't think I've ever been like this consistent in like working out. Like, okay, I have been kind of like on and off with working out solidly probably like since college. Well, even before that, like high school a little bit too. I would say like my junior year of high school was when I started to get into like working out and working on my physical stuff and whatever. And I noticed that like, ooh, you know, when I work on my back look nice. Like, ooh, when I work on my legs look nice. And like, I remember at one point in high school, like, man, I felt like this was the biggest compliment, but like, I was standing in like, I don't know, I was like in a show. I don't remember what show it was, but I was standing in a show and we were doing rehearsal and blah, 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 blah. And this girl behind me just like out of nowhere was just like, damn, your ass looks good. And I was like, oh my God, me? Oh my God, me? And she was just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that in like a sexual way. And I was just like, wait, but like, actually though, like, it look good though? Because I've been working on it. Like, and yeah, I don't know, like, that's how, like, I'm starting to feel like that again. Like, where, like, you know, I, like, not that, like, I need anybody else but me to hype me up. But it's nice when, like, other people be, like, staring. Like, of course, my honey, always staring. But, like, he's staring at my booty. And it's nice. Okay? Like, I've noticed that, like, people, like, look at me different, too. Like, even when, like, I'm not feeling the best that day, people look at me different. Like, the other day, like, I was telling Levi, like, I was just like, who? Like, I was walking out, or I was walking to my home gym, right? And I was walking in to the door, and there was a guy walking out of the door, right? And he sees me, and he's like walking like away from me. He's walking away from me, and I'm walking toward the door. And he's staring at me, full on like walking straight ahead, looking behind him to look at me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? And it like took me a second to realize, like, you know, I'm wearing my shorts right now, because like I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna be sweating. So I'm wearing my shorts, and I got like a I have a t-shirt on, but I got like a sports bra underneath it. And like the t-shirt kind of shows like a little bit of skin. So like, you know, my legs are thangin', and I'm a long girl. I'm lanky. So like my thighs are thighing, my arms are arming, and like my booty looked good. So he was probably just like staring at me because I was attractive. Oh, and I also recently like just cut my hair too. Like I don't know how much of my hair I cut off, but I decided to like just shape it, and I cut a lot of my length off. I think it was like, it was almost to my nipple before I cut it off, and now it sits like just past my shoulder. So yeah, I cut off like probably a good like 3-4 inches maybe of my hair. But like, one, it needed it, and two, I really wanted to try a different shape. But anyway, I cut that off. I shaved my sides. Like, I just cleaned up my sides again, and I'm feeling good. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, I feel good. And I look good. I've been keeping it kind of like on the low though, because there's a piece of me that wants to just like kind of look like I had a huge glow up in the past few months, and just like come out looking different, because it'd be nice. And I'm going back to Minnesota soon, so it'd be nice when I go and see people. Oof. Nice when I go to see people that be looking like that. Pause this really quick. But yeah, like that, I feel like is kind of the reason why I've been, I don't know if I've been procrastinating. Well, I mean, okay, I was procrastinating like a lot last year, but now I wouldn't say I'm procrastinating. Now I'm saying that like I'm just trying to go about this in the best way that I know I can go about being an influencer, being a content creator. Because like I'm realizing to like just how much like it's not just like it's not just that I want to be a singer. Like, it's not that I just want to be like a singer or songwriter. I want to share what's on my mind. Like, I need to get what's off my chest, because there is so much that I still to this day, I feel like I am hiding of myself. Oh, Dovey's back. Hi, Dovey. I feel like there's a lot of myself that like I'm still hiding, because I don't want people to look at me a certain way, and specific people. Like, I don't want, I mean, like, if I'm being completely honest, I really don't want my family to judge me. Which, like, that's kind of part of the reason why, like, I didn't want to post on social media for a while. I didn't want my family, like, up in my business and, like, judging me about it later on. Now I'm realizing that, like, if I don't post when I feel like I want to post, like I genuinely want to post and put myself out there and give myself the life that like I know I deserve, you know, I'm just holding myself back at that point. You know, that's not fair. So I gotta do it. I gotta find my confidence in it. I gotta find my balance with it. But I know it's not gonna happen unless like I put myself out there and I put my foot out there. So yeah, like I guess going back to the fact that like I was seeing like all of these small like beginner channels like coming into my feed, and like some of them would have like 60 views just posted like 2 days ago. Some of them would be like 100 views just posted an hour ago. But like you could tell that they were like small creators. Like they were just getting started. And like it just made me, it just kind of made me see like, you know, I could do that. I can do that. Like that can be me. I could pop up on somebody else's feed like that. And who knows? Maybe somebody likes what I'm saying, you know? And who cares, too, if they do or not? Like, I also am trying to I want to just, like, be at that point truly with myself. I think I'm at a better point with it, but, like, I want to truly be at the point where, like, I don't, like, I mean, I think everybody does care to a point, but, like, not letting it, like, hinder me or, like, be a fear to, like, just do what I want to do. If it's not hurting anybody, why am I holding myself back? Why am I, the only time that, like, it's hurting people is the people that, like, try to make it their problem. And then it's just like, well, that's your problem. Like, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Like, why? If you don't like my content, that is your problem. If you do not like me, that is your problem. You can deal with that, like, and I have to remember that, like, people are going to judge all the time. And I used to really love hearing the feedback. And at some point, I got to a point where, like, I couldn't hear the feedback anymore. And I don't want to be there anymore. I really don't. I want to go back to the person that said, fuck you and your idea of thinking that, like, I shouldn't be a musician, I shouldn't be a singer, I shouldn't be a songwriter, I shouldn't do this because I'm not as great of a singer as X, Y, and Z. I'm not as good as it. I don't give a fuck. I want to get back to that place, because I was at that place for a second. For a good minute, I was at that place. I feel like I was there, and then, like, it was like the end of college. It was the end of college. I was there, and then the end of college, I broke. That was like, not the first time I broke. But, like, I broke there, for sure. And then I broke some more. And then I broke some more. And then I broke some more, because, it's 2020. But, like, life be lifing. But, like, I'm starting to realize, if you don't break, how are you going to figure out how to put yourself back together? And, like, if you just decide to stay broken, like, why? Why stay broken when you could put yourself back together? You never know. You might stay back together and never break again. It's like those, isn't it in Japanese culture where, like, I really hope I'm not wrong about this, or, like, wrong about, like, the culture that it's from, but, like, where, like, it's like Japanese or maybe Chinese, but when you, like, break an item, like, like, let's say you have a chipped cup and you fix it, and, like, it becomes more beautiful, and they fix it with gold, and it just, like, becomes, like, this work of art, like, that is how that's how I'm looking at it. I can fix myself with, glitter glue gold. I'm gonna fix myself with that glitter glue gold. Glitter glue glow. Glitter glue gold. Okay? I'm gonna fix myself with that. And I'll make myself whole again. And I'm gonna be so much more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. I age gracefully. I do. I know I do. I've seen my genes. I age gracefully. I've seen my genes. So, I just need to focus on myself. Like, I think that, like, when I was just focused on myself as a kid, like, it really did, like, it get me to the places that I got to in my life. Like, I remember as like a very young kid thinking that, like, I would never graduate high school. I would never go to college. And, like, I was just gonna pop off and be a superstar at like 16, like Chris Brown and Rihanna. But like, obviously that didn't happen, but like, so many other amazing things happened instead that I didn't even know I wanted. Like, I didn't know how important it was for me to go to college until I graduated college. Like, going to college is still something that, like, mind baffles me. And I sometimes think about, like, going back to college, and I'm just like, who the am I? But, like, I didn't realize, like, just how much I actually enjoy learning until, like, it wasn't, forced down my throat constantly. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed learning until, like, I started, thinking about it for myself. And seeing, like, how it could really benefit my life. And just, like, how much, like, life is just, like, continual learning. Like, you're never going to stop learning. You're never going to stop evolving and growing. And, like, at least hopefully you shouldn't, at least. Like, you shouldn't ever stop growing. You shouldn't ever stop evolving. You should always be listening and really listening, not just thinking you're listening and, like, half listening and being tuned into something else, or hearing want, 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 want as somebody says things, and not, like, fully paying attention to what people are saying, how they're saying it, and, like, their intentions. You can get really far with just listening. You can get really far with just listening and just shutting up and hearing what the world has to say, honestly. And yourself, your thoughts too. Hearing how you really talk about yourself. I feel like I am rambling on like crazy, but I just had a lot of stuff to say today, or in this moment, like, with evolving spiritually. I don't know. It was, I don't know. Like, I am just really proud of myself for not giving up. Like, I think it's so funny that, like, I don't know, like, at one point there was, like, somebody that had commented or made a comment to me at, like, an open mic or something, like, Anastasia, don't ever give up. You're such a beautiful artist. I would hate to see that like you would give up. And I was thinking about it and I was just like, is it just because I'm like not really all that active right now? Is it because like I just genuinely am like, because I feel like at one point I was like giving like fuck it vibes, you know? But like I do think it really is funny that like, you know, people really do assume a lot about you just based on like where you are, where you're at in a certain moment, you know? And you really, 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 I think that's another thing. Like, I really can't let people and like wherever they are at affect me because they're going through their own shit. Just like I am constantly thinking about like everything that I need to improve about myself. Somebody else is thinking about like, you know, everything that revolves around themselves because like everybody is in their own world, you know? Nobody is thinking about each other the way that like people be thinking that we thinking about each other. You know? But I'm very grateful for where I am at in life right now. I just have to keep saying it. And part of it is just so that I don't forget. The other part of it is just so that like I really, really keep feeling this way, you know? Because, you know, life is going to go up and down always. But like, if I can appreciate what I have in the moment, you know, there will be more to come. If I can appreciate now, there will be more to come. If I can find the joys in everything, if I can see the light in all the things that irk, bother, you know, try to break me, X, Y, and Z, if I can find those good things in each and every one of those moments, I can be happy. I can be at peace. You know? And take things as they are and just appreciate them for what it is, for whatever it's going to give me, even if it is just a view or a sound. I'm grateful for the birds that I hear right now in the background. Shit, I'm grateful for the car I hear in the background too.